KBRF.
What's the ox say?
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox, right away hear all about what happened over the weekend, locally, nationally, worldwide. Then Senator Rasmussen checks in about his town hall tonight in Fergus Falls and stuff. Then here are plans for this week's Benton County Fair. But right away, test your recall of last week's shows on Heard It on Hot Talk. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
What's the ox say?
There's lots of gear to help you fish, but make sure you pack your guides in your tackle box. Listen to Todd and Phil from PT's Guide Service during Gone Fishing, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Gone Fishing helps you land more fish by letting you know the techniques that are working on area lakes. Listen in as PT's Guide Service shares a boatload of experience. Gone Fishing can be heard right here every Friday afternoon at 5:25, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Listen in this Friday and let people know you've gone fishing.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Good Monday morning. It is 11 after 9, and it's a beautiful day there, Mary.
And it's Monday again.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, weekends go fast, don't they?
They go very fast.
Yeah, we had a super busy one, so it was. I felt like it started and it's gone. And boy, Sunday nights I'm pooped after lots of running, but lots of fun things, lots of family time, and lots of folks at the lake yesterday. So of course that's exactly the way I want it. And but I'm saying this more often, and that is I'm starting to feel my age a little bit more.
Oh.
I think. I don't think I bounce back as quickly as I once did. So I don't know if that is age related, or I'm kind of thinking so.
We were at our friend's place on Lake Rachel on Saturday.
Where is Lake Rachel?
It is kind of over near Alexandria, kind of near where Andy's Tower Hills is. It's about 10 minutes away from there, and
okay.
They got a nice little place, so we met up with some friends there, and I got incredibly sunburned on my shoulder and my back. When you use that spray sunscreen,
do you know what?
Don't do it in the wind.
Well, and do you know what? I have never had good luck with that spray stuff.
I'm okay with it.
We when we went to Florida this last April, I guess it was, I couldn't find there's a million different, 15 and 30 and 45. But you'll notice it's harder to find that 15 and 30 anymore. It's 50 and up over 100 sometimes. And I just don't. Oh yeah, I can see the
putting
the sun. I could
the sunburn on the camera for everybody.
Oh boy. Yeah. So it was hard to find the level I was looking for.
Yeah.
We found it in spray, so we finally gave up and bought the spray, and both of us got fried. And I just don't burn. I mean, I
burn.
Yeah, and I don't. But I burned in Florida because I used that spray. I just don't feel like it's as effective.
You've got to spray and then rub.
Maybe.
I mean, you can't just spray.
No, I think you're right about that.
So,
and I think you have to do that more often than the lotion.
It might be, yeah. But,
I don't know.
Yeah, I totally, you could tell the spots. I mean, the demarcation line between where I hit and where I missed.
Oh, I know. And that's another problem with the spray. But you're right.
Really
spray
know.
it on, and then you have to rub it all over. But anyway, at least we had sunshine.
Oh,
right,
yeah. It was gorgeous. I mean, it was nice, warm. It's kind of cool.
Hot.
It was kind of a cool lake because it is spring fed, so it's a cold lake.
Oh.
So you'd be sitting in there and it's like, ooh, chilly.
Ooh, chilly.
But it was nice on a 90-degree day.
I was at some friends, relatives actually, on Cormorant, Big Cormorant. And we ended up doing a fair amount of floating because it was hot. So that was really fun. So I spent the weekend with all kinds of family. We have what we call Cousins Weekend. I think they call it Crazy Cousins Weekend. And I'm one of the 5 that they refer to as the crazy cousins. So anyway, but that was a lot of fun. And it's always fun to go to a different lake, you know, once in a while. And we get on they're great about getting us on the pontoon and taking us around the whole lake. So we get to, you know, see what there is to see. And that was a lot of fun. So yeah, a lot of laking it this weekend. I was up at Cormorant both Friday and Saturday, and then had about 12 for dinner or for lunch after church yesterday. So, and I decided, you know what? I'm not doing the cooking. And I called Maple Beach and picked it up on my way through.
Oh, nice.
So that was the one and only time we got our whole family, minus John. He was the only one missing yesterday. And everybody together, because we love to go to Maple Beach and the kids love it. But it's hard to get us all together. There's a lot of us these days.
Yep.
So anyway, we pretty much had everybody together, like I said, minus John, so he missed his. But other than that, everybody was there, plus 3 extras. So that was fun. All right. Well, of course, the news goes on, and thankfully, over the weekend, I rarely even referred to my phone. I didn't watch news. I finished a book. I started a book. Yeah, and so I felt a little unplugged, which is kind of how I like to do it over the weekend. But in trying to get caught up last night and see what happened over the weekend, of course, there are plenty of things going on. How about...
Naked guy?
Naked guy in... in the Capitol. Capitol security found a man inside the Minnesota State Chamber. Naked, late Friday night, even though the building was closed to the public. He returned to the Capitol complex 2 other times before being arrested. So he's inside, naked.
Yep.
They evaluate him and release him.
Goes back.
And he goes back 2 more times. So around 11:30 on Friday night, Capitol security was alerted through an alarm system that a man was in the Capitol after hours. And when found, he was naked and nonviolent, and quickly determined that he needed a mental health evaluation. So they did that, but they quickly let him out, and he was able to return to the Capitol not 1, but 2 more times. And so now he is under lock and key, at least for a bit.
And the crazy thing is, the reason why he's under lock and key is because he had an arrest warrant out of Wisconsin.
Oh,
and
I didn't
so
see
there's
that.
a lot of lawmakers that are going, hey, okay, first off, this guy breaks into the Capitol.
Right.
And we all know that, especially getting into the Senate, you got a lot of people going, hey, we got experts in burglary here in the Senate anyway. So you've got him breaking in, and then they're like, why wasn't he arrested after the first time? Why wasn't he arrested after the second time?
Well, those are all great questions. And boy, I think they got to take some serious looks at their security at the Minnesota State Capitol. And did I also hear a story about senators in Minnesota? Are they getting protection now?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think I read or heard that it was like cost about $4,500 per senator, per person.
Yeah, per election cycle.
Yeah, and, you know, so that seems like a relatively inexpensive way to protect the people that are, you know, doing work for us in the Minnesota State Capitol. So, and, I mean, we saw what happened earlier this year. Melissa Hortman, just a terrible, terrible story. And that is right here. I mean, that feels like that's next door. And so, anyway, they're all going to have at least some form of protection. I don't know what $4,500 buys, but at least they'll have some protection. Because, my goodness, you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's just absolutely crazy.
Okay, so am I wrong? I know it was one of the old-time pro wrestlers that you had a connection to. Was it Hulk Hogan?
No, it was Baron von Raschke.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Who knew Hulk Hogan?
Okay, yeah. And I saw that come up. Hulk Hogan, as you know, passed away over the weekend.
Yep.
And I was thinking, oh, gosh, is that the relative? But,
no.
Yeah, Baron von Raschke.
Baron von Raschke, the Claw.
The Claw, that's right. Okay, I knew that you had a connection anyway. But that was sad and unexpected. He was only, I think, 71.
71, but you got to think about all the steroids.
All the steroids. Oh boy, just begging for a heart attack, right? And that's what happened. Okay, so as you have watched the news over the last, I don't know, what would you say, 2 weeks? The lead story has been Jeffrey Epstein. Yep. Ugh. Anyway, but it led me to think about news cycles and how when something is getting hammered, something else has been put on the back burner.
Yep.
Think how long it has been since we heard Elon Musk's name. Quite a while. Couple weeks.
Kind of nice.
Kind of nice, I'd say. Anyway, his whole shenanigans, and he's got a pretty darn big ego too. Anyway, he is on one of the back burners, I think. And I don't know how long this Jeffrey Epstein thing is going to last, but boy, it has taken on a life, that's for sure. This is, if you are those people that caught on the kiss cam, you kind of hope for the Jeffrey Epstein thing to continue because you're giving, at least you're not the lead story anymore. You might be second.
Well, you're not the lead story anymore, but your marriage is over.
Well, yeah, both of their marriages and their jobs.
Yep.
I mean, how do you ever come back from that? And did you see now Astronomer is the name of the company that both those people worked for, and it was Coldplay. The guy who is the lead singer for Coldplay, Chris, I can't think of his last
Chris
name.
something, yeah.
He's the lead singer. He used to be married to Gwyneth Paltrow.
This was funny.
So Gwyneth Paltrow has this tongue-in-cheek kind of
Q&A.
Yeah, it's a Q&A. It's an ad for Astronomer. Really pretty well done. I mean, you have to give.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. Those, so she's talking about lately, our company has had a lot of questions asked. And anyway, it's great. So if you haven't seen that, it's worth a look. I'm sure you can find it easily.
Oh, it's hilarious. It really
I haven't
really
seen
is.
the whole thing, but
it's good.
yeah, and she does a great job. Her delivery is really good. So anyway, that was pretty inventive, I thought, of them to come up with that. But yeah, their story is not, at least on social media, not going away anytime soon. People are having a field day with making fun of this. And at every ballpark, they're recreating it every, concert venue. So anyway, that not going away. Well, back to our friend who is the lead all the time. His once, I don't know, girlfriend or right-hand girl or whatever she was, Ghislaine Maxwell, was Jeffrey Epstein's kind of right-hand person, met with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche for about 9 hours after 2 days, after having been granted proffer immunity to answer questions freely without fear of incrimination. The Justice Department did not immediately comment on the meetings. Maxwell is currently appealing her 20-year prison sentence for sex trafficking. Now, I don't know, so a commutation or a pardon has been mentioned a number of times, and President Trump referred to that saying, I haven't even given that any thought. But he didn't close the door.
No.
But you know what? She was in on all of that.
She needs to spend a lot of time in prison.
Absolutely. I think 20 years was not nearly enough for her. And I sure hope there is not any commutation or certainly not a pardon. She no more deserves that than the man in the moon. So anyway, so they met with her over the weekend. And then that brings up the question, is she credible?
No.
She was caught lying under oath the whole time she was, on trial for this. So really, can we believe what she says, even if she comes out with bombshell information? Is it credible?
And if you have that bombshell information, it kind of means that maybe your appeal might not go through because you're basically admitting to what you got.
Well, exactly. Well, we had some heat over the weekend, but over 130 million people in the U.S. are facing dangerous heat conditions today, with the southeast coast expected to experience the worst of it. Extreme heat warnings are in effect in areas from Savannah, Georgia to Virginia Beach, Virginia, where heat indexes could reach as high as 116 degrees. The Midwest will also see temps between 97 and 111. So, yeah, it's not going to be that. In fact, I think we've got a pretty comfortable week.
Yeah.
There is a chance of some activity in the weather coming our way later today or this evening, but
Tonight,
it looks like most of that might be South Dakota and south of us. I thought, anyway, watching the radar as they showed it for later in the day and into the evening, it certainly looks. They're talking about 60 to 80 mile per hour winds. Yeah, but most of that south of us.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, I'm hoping too, because nobody wants 60 to 80 mile an hour winds. I'm hoping that the whole system falls apart before anybody gets it. Passengers evacuated a smoking jet at the Denver airport following a problem on an American Airlines flight. It was a Boeing 737, about 173 people on board, 6 crew members too. They were bound for Miami, reported a landing gear incident during departure. Video showed passengers sliding down the emergency chute with some experiencing some minor injuries. And President Trump has reached a trade agreement with the EU establishing tariffs at 15% and avoiding the previously threatened 30% rate. The deal that they announced on Sunday includes exceptions for key industries. While the EU will not impose tariffs on U.S. imports, Trump mentioned that 50% tariffs on steel will remain unchanged. And he's in the, one of his golf clubs in Scotland, I believe, today, talking with members from the UK and other dignitaries. So, and that seemed to be going pretty well, too. So
Yeah.
Things are looking up. All right, coming up on 9:30 break for the markets, we're back with more on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
What's the ox say?
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox, right away hear all about what happened over the weekend, locally, nationally, worldwide. Then Senator Rasmussen checks in about his town hall tonight in Fergus Falls and stuff. Then here are plans for this week's Benton County Fair. But right away, test your recall of last week's shows on Heard It on Hot Talk. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
What's the ox say?
Are you or any of your loved ones impacted by hearing loss? Do you have ideas on how the state can improve access to language, education, healthcare, employment, and more? We want your ideas. Visit mn.gov/deaf-commission to take the survey. Paid for by the Minnesota Commission of the Deaf, Deafblind, and Hard of Hearing. Aired by the Minnesota Broadcasters Association and this station.
Keeping you company out on the lakes. The Minnesota Twins and News Talk 1250 AM KBRF.
Hey, it's Chris Atterbury. Join me alongside Dan Gladden as the Twins welcome in the Red Sox tonight. They're chasing the Red Sox in the wild card, and they won't have to scoreboard watch because the Bo Sox are right here at Target Field. We're on the air at 6 o'clock. 6:40 is our first pitch at your home for Twins baseball.
News Talk 1250 AM KBRF. Depend on it.
I'm Jessica at the Fergus Falls Monument Company. I'm the first person you see when you come through the door, and I also talk to customers every day on the phone. Many of them find choosing a memorial ahead of time is convenient and works best when there is time to plan and think about it. Planning ahead not only gets you the everlasting memorial of your choice, it also helps your family through the grieving process. At Fergus Falls Monument, we can help you plan ahead and choose a memorial made right here locally. Call or stop in or visit us online at foreverstonememorials.com.
KBRF presents Where to Eat, the culinary adventure, sponsored by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food in Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Zach Daniels.
And I'm Dave Bishop, your guide to the region's culinary treasures.
Join us as we explore various restaurants, uncover delicious meals, and highlight each restaurant's signature dish.
Experience diverse cuisine types, unique atmospheres, and must-try dishes. Check it out on KBRFradio.com and the Fergus Now app.
New episodes air every first Friday of the month. Where to Eat, powered by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food of Fergus Falls.
Falls.
Layton Media has an amazing opportunity to add a media consultant to our Fergus Falls team. If you have energy, integrity, and a passion to talk to people, you might be the perfect fit. We want someone that is not only a go-getter, but a team player who's eager to be part of a successful, supportive team. If you're ready to make an impact with the businesses we work with, we want to hear from you. Apply today at layton.media and become part of a team that values community, integrity, and growth. That's layton.media to apply. Your success starts here.
Find out why the markets are moving. Get in-depth ag information with the Red River Farm Network on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Good morning. Market update time on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Tyler Donaldson. Grains markets starting out just about where they left off last week here, trailing a bit here on the day. Everag market analyst John Barr says the grains are lower this morning on the back of strong crop progress and weather.
Goes back to typical weather. We got some rains over the weekend and things continue to look very good. I know in parts of Illinois, Iowa, Missouri, there's an article going around about this tight wrap that is affecting some pollination at this point. It is out there, just not a lot of big enough area to really get this market concerned or excited right now, and it seems to be very variety specific and area specific as well. So while there are a few things out there raising some concern of, how all that will end up, it's one of those things we probably will not know until we actually get the combines rolling to know how big of an area is affected by that.
Cattle markets are up following Friday's cattle on feed and inventory reports.
We had a very bullish cattle on feed report on Friday. We saw placed numbers off 7.2% from the average estimate. And so just feeding the story that it's been building on, we are very tight, which some surprise with getting that Mexican border closed again, that estimates thought it was going to be that high. But that's kind of fueling it today. I think one thing keeping it in check a little bit, we had a cattle inventory report.
Reporting agriculture's business, you're listening to the Red River Farm Network.
Boost your crop's health with Domark 230 ME and Badge SC fungicide exclusively from Gowan, USA. Domark Systemic Action teams up with Badge's outstanding mixing properties for unbeaten disease control on sugar beets and dried edible beans. Experience the power of two different modes of action with Domark and Badge. Don't wait. Contact your local ag retailer and ask about Domark 230 ME and Badge SC. Always read and follow label directions from Gowan, USA.
At Channel, we always show up for our farmers. Is that tar spot or rust?
Incoming!
Definitely rust.
Rick, how did you? Dropping in to check on your crop, Bill. Let's call your agronomist before that rust can hurt your yield.
That sounds great, but when did you learn to skydive?
Self-taught, Bill. Kind of a prodigy.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel Seed Pros always show up. Visit channel.com to learn more. Channel, all in, all season. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
Harvest Hotline brings you daily updates with farmers, custom harvesters, elevator managers, and more. Get the latest on harvest progress, yields, and what's happening in the field. Harvest Hotline can be heard weekdays at 12:37 during Agriculture Today. Harvest Hotline brought to you by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, Amity Technology, North Dakota Mill, and U.S. Custom Harvesters. We're the Red River Farm Network, reporting agriculture's business.
Food insecurity is a growing problem in America. Over 47 million people. More people face hunger today than during the COVID pandemic. 1 of every 5 children in America is food insecure. And hunger isn't just an urban issue. Almost 90% of the most food insecure counties are rural. The National Association of Farm Broadcasting invites you to lend a hand and help end hunger. Go to nafbhunger.com.
Checking quotes for you. September wheat Minneapolis down 3 cents, 5.81 3/4. Chicago September wheat's down a penny to 5.37 1/4. Kansas City hard red winter wheat September is even on the day at 5.26 1/2. September corn down 5 3/4 to 3.93 3/4. September soybeans down 10 1/2 to 9.91 1/2. November canola is up $1.70 per metric ton to 702.50 Canadian. August live cattle up $1.05 to 227.52. August feeders up 142 at 332.80. October hogs up 27 cents to 90.87. Reporting agriculture's business, you are listening to the Red River Farm Network.
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox, right away hear all about what happened over the weekend, locally, nationally, worldwide. Then Senator Rasmussen checks in about his town hall tonight in Fergus Falls and stuff. Then here are plans for this week's Benton County Fair. But right away, test your recall of last week's shows on Heard It on Hot Talk. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
What's the ox say?
Community is important, and you'll find it at Pioneer Point. Spacious apartments, thoughtfully designed for older adults, provide the best in senior living. Heated parking and elevator access makes life easy. Your neighbors at Pioneer Point hold a welcoming, family-like approach to living. Choosing from an array of special features and options, you'll find many ways to define your lifestyle at Pioneer Point. Call or schedule your tour online today at pioneercare.org.
Did you know you can have high cholesterol without any symptoms? High LDL or bad cholesterol can have a big impact on your cardiovascular health, increasing your risk of a heart attack or stroke. Reduce your risk by knowing your LDL cholesterol level and working with your doctor on a treatment plan. Lowering your LDL cholesterol today can help you enjoy a healthier tomorrow. Visit the American Heart Association at heart.org/LDL to learn why lower is better.
Injured or ill and unsure about work? Minnesota Retain offers free expert help to get you back to work safely. Visit mnretain.com or call 507-284-4537. The contents of this ad were developed under Grant H421F240147 from the U.S. Department of Education. The department does not mandate or prescribe practices, models, or any other activities described or discussed in this ad. Paid for by Minnesota Retain. Aired by the Minnesota Broadcasters Association and this station.
Layton Media of Fergus Falls is looking to add an energetic, driven, detail-oriented individual to our company. The role of sales and marketing coordinator allows you to be the essential piece in our organization, connecting our on-air and sales departments as well as our company with our community. This position is full of variety, and it will be a challenge to find any one day exactly like the last. To apply for the sales and marketing coordinator position, go to layton.media. Again, apply at layton.media. Your success starts here.
News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone as we have 9:37. Let's get into one of my favorite segments throughout the week. It's Two Marys and a Dave.
All right, and we say good morning to Mary out at the American Legion. Good morning.
Top of the morning to you guys. How are you?
Yeah, well, I hope you had a great weekend and you're all ready and geared up for another Wednesday through Saturday making all that great food at the American Legion.
We're ready, and we've already gotten a start on it, so we're here working today. So getting ready for the Wednesday special. It's going to be wraps this week, ham and turkey wraps with a pasta salad and chips and a treat. So that'll be another good one for another nice hot day.
Okay. Ham and turkey wrap. What are you serving on the side?
Pasta salad, chips, and a treat.
Boy, that sounds really summery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it
sounds
is.
great.
It's good.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll look forward to that on Wednesday. And, of course, let's see, we have Wednesday and Thursday by the time you open this week. Wednesday and Thursday are our last days to get the July specials in the dessert world.
That's right, and they are the strawberry pretzel dessert, strawberry cheesecake, and strawberry rhubarb pie. They've all been selling like crazy, so it's been a fun strawberry theme. I don't know what we'll do for August yet, but I've got a couple days, so we'll figure it out by then.
Yeah. No sense in getting that done anytime soon, right?
No, I got time. It's all good.
It's kind of fun to leave it to the last second. We'll find out about that next week. But Anyway, not just the Wednesday special, not just the desserts that are features, but you've got so many other desserts and so many other things on the menu.
Yeah, it's a really varied menu. So, of course, the ribs are our most popular thing. We do an awful lot of rib baskets and rib sandwiches, and there's chicken and rib combos, walleye and rib combos, shrimp and rib. Just about any combo you can think of, you can get it that way. We're open Wednesday through Saturday, like Mary said. Dine-in is from 3 until 8, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and carry-out is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, starting at 11 and going until 8, and then again on Saturday from 3 till 8.
All right. Well, we've got plenty of time on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every week to get that great food, whether you want to dine in, you want to get it to go, or maybe you're hosting something at your house and you need someone to take care of the sides, or you'd like someone to make the desserts or the potatoes or whatever it is. You guys are great at accommodating those kinds of things too.
Oh, we'd love to help folks with things like that, so feel free to give a call and we'll take care of all the things we can.
All right. Well, if we do need to give you that call, what's the phone number?
Give us a call at 739-4633.
All right, Mary, you have a great week.
You as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Mary from the American Legion. That sounds pretty darn good. Ham and turkey wrap, pasta salad, chips, and a treat.
Nice.
Seems really summery.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing super heavy. Sounds really, really good. So that's what's happening in the Wednesday special, but so many other good things you and I both know on that menu. I know. We tend to, when we're at the lake in the summer, we tend to get a lot of takeout in the winter time.
Yep.
We don't so much during the week because we're not here. But anyway, I that's one of the things that I never look forward to leaving the lake. But if I had to think of one good thing about moving back to town, it's that we're a whole lot closer to the American Legion. So I always look forward to that. All right, the Fantastic Four, First Steps, they took #1 spot away from the Superman movie over the weekend in the box office, if you care about that. So $118 million.
I went to it on Thursday night. I
Yeah?
took Jen and Adam, and we went to see that movie, and it was okay. I mean, it was a little slower. I liked how they didn't rehash the whole how they got their superpowers.
Okay.
It seems like every time they relaunch something, they've got to go through that again. But it was okay. There was a lot of stuff I thought was dumb, but I mean, it was a Marvel movie.
Okay. Well, Superman slid to second place after 2 weekends, still making almost $25 million. So not so bad. Jurassic World Rebirth took the 3rd spot, and F1 the movie in 4th. Number 5, the Smurfs.
Smurfs.
Yeah. So that's what's up. I think Hollywood is running out of good ideas for summer blockbusters because we're kind of dipping back. I know, redoing.
And over
yeah.
and over again.
I agree. Okay, here is a story about an archaeological dig, and they uncovered what they believe to be the remains of a medieval knight, under a former ice cream parlor. And this happened actually in Poland. The tomb discovered on July 8th is estimated to date back to about the 13th or 14th century, I think. The skeleton measured approximately 5 feet 6 inches and is believed to have belonged to a 40-year-old man. The hand-carved limestone tombstone depicting a knight holding a shield was found over the grave, indicating that the individual was likely a knight. However, the worn coat of arms on the shield makes it difficult to determine which ruler the knight served. The tombstone and skeleton have been transferred to the Archaeological Museum in another city in Poland for further analysis. Researchers hope to learn more about the identity and origins of the knight through continued study with plans to release their findings next year. So that's
kind of neat.
Kind of cool when they find stuff like that. Okay, here is a study that reveals the most disappointing tourist traps around the world.
Okay.
Have you ever gone to one of those and thought, really, this is
Four
it?
Corners.
Not so fabulous?
First off, it's in the middle of nowhere. I mean, you're driving 2 hours to get there. So you don't accidentally come upon this.
Okay.
And it was...
Are you talking the Quad Cities now? Or the Four Corners?
No, the Four Corners where the 4 states meet.
Okay.
It's called Four Corners. It's...
I don't know where that...
Nevada, Utah,
yes.
Colorado,
Okay.
they all meet in one spot.
Okay.
It's called
Big
Four
deal,
Corners.
huh?
Well, some people thought that
but
we
you were
needed
not
to go there.
impressed?
I was not impressed.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think of... now, I've never been into this park, so maybe this is not fair. But when you drive by, you can't help but see it, and that is Crazy Horse. Now, granted, it's not complete.
They've been working on it for a while.
Boy, they've been working on it for a long while. But what is there and completed, when you drive by, I'm thinking,
Well, is
it getting better?
Well, it's getting better, but the museum or the attached center is apparently kind of neat. Jen and her cousin stopped there.
Were they just there?
They were just there.
Okay. Yeah, because driving by, not super impressive.
No.
But, there's a lot of history, of course, in that museum, so that would be. Okay, well, that's good. But as I drove by, I thought, I guess I'm not I don't think I have to go in there. But, again.
Yeah, they got a museum and a history center.
Okay, well, that's good.
So, it's...
Well, anyway, I can't think of anything else that I've gone to that I've been to a couple of water ski shows that were less than good. But kind of, it's, for me, it's sort of Americana, and it doesn't have to be that good. Actually, the skiing, I didn't really care if the skiing was so great, but it was the most obnoxious person ever on the microphone.
Oh, that's the worst.
And I just thought, wow, someone take the mic from her now.
Oh, yeah.
It was awful. And in fact, it's sort of, and we heard people talking about it all around us. And I heard versions of She Spoiled the Show many times from many different people. And so, oh boy, you get the wrong person on the microphone, and that can go south in a big hurry. That's probably my biggest disappointment, and that was on a pretty local level. But anyway, new research identified Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco and Wall Drug in South Dakota. The worst tour traps globally. Now, in the summer, I have to say that the Corn Palace is not riveting.
No.
Now, the Corn Palace itself, the building, and how they use it for basketball games in the winter. Now, it's a classic. This building is something else. But inside, in the middle of the summer...
It's like a swap and shop or a flea market?
Yeah, it's like card tables with corn on them.
Yeah, and when we were there, they had a little bit of a gift-buying thing.
Yeah, but it looks like a really bad farmer's market.
Yeah, I mean,
That's how that... And I don't know what I was expecting, and this was years ago. But the people who live in Mitchell, South Dakota...
Very proud of it.
They are so proud of it. But it is this landmark throwback place in the winter to go to basketball games. And I can see that.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to do that. But during the summer, on your way to Wall Drug and... out to Rapid City and out that way.
I thought Wall Drug was okay.
I thought it was okay, too. Very touristy, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is a tourist trap.
Yeah, and that's what it's meant to be. And all that, and all that signage for miles and miles and
I'm shocked they don't have a sign outside of Fergus Falls saying Wall Drug,
I know.
8 hours away.
I know. So anyway, but they say that is one of the worst tourist traps globally. That's funny. Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco, that was kind of a meh for me. It was, it smelled like fish.
Yeah.
Anyway, both locations, they say, garnered 1,000 negative reviews each. Wall Drug, 1,000, that's not a very big number, and all the people that go there every year. It was originally a small pharmacy, now spans 76,000 square feet, and get this, attracts 2 million visitors every year.
I believe it. There's a lot of people there.
So if there's only 1,000 out of 2 million that say this was
Yeah.
That's not so bad. Despite offering coffee for 5 cents and Western art, some critics label it as tacky. I think tacky is part of its charm.
I think tacky is what they're going for.
I think so too. Fisherman's Wharf, drawing 12 million tourists per year, disappoints with its crowded and rundown appearance. Other tourist traps include Spain's Las Ramblas and Dublin's Temple Bar, criticized for being overpriced and overcrowded. Well, that's because they are landmarks. Checkpoint Charlie in Germany and Edinburgh's Royal Mile also made the list of unimpressive tourist spots.
Well, the one in Dublin, what was the name of that again? The bar?
Temple Bar?
If I remember right, that is the longest operated bar.
Oh, is
in the
that
world.
right? I don't know anything
That's why
about
it is.
that. As you guys have traveled a lot, and you're really good about seeing those kinds of landmarks.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have one that really stands out?
Well, I mean, obviously, Four Corners. Trying to think of any other ones that really stand out as to why are we here. Not really for
Not really?
bad.
Okay.
I mean, there's been there's a couple ones in Nevada that are just kind of like in the middle of nowhere that you're just
Right,
like. I mean, if
right.
you're driving between Las Vegas and L.A., you
I
kind
can
of hit
think
up.
of, these aren't necessarily attractions or tourist traps necessarily. Just maybe some favorite spots that I've been. And I will say Victoria Island, Vancouver is maybe one of my favorite places that I have visited. It's like we got on a clipper ship in Seattle, and I think it was about a 2.5 hour boat ride. And it takes you to the island, and it's like stepping into a European country. I realize it's a different country, but it's really charming, really, and believe me, if it's a tourist trap for shopping, I got sucked in because we did plenty of shopping while there, but really great restaurants and little narrow streets, and yeah, it was. I loved that. But other than that, you and I talked about this, I think, as recent as last week, and that is the monuments in Washington, D.C.
Oh, those are a must-see.
That's pretty spectacular.
And I saw those because I went with Dad on the the honor flight.
Yeah. So I would have to say that that's on the list.
That's a must-see. I mean, yeah, if you're talking must-see, you got to go to D.C., you got to see those, and like we were talking last week, 90% of them are free.
Yeah, that's the great thing about D.C. All the Smithsonian institutes, they're all free. So if you want to take your family, and it's an educational trip for kids for sure. Yeah. We happened to be with a good friend who at the time was living in D.C. and just knew really a lot about the city. And Kate was pretty young, I would say maybe 11 or 12. And as we drove, he would tell her historical pieces about the city, and then there was a test, and he'd give her $5 for every right answer that she could spend on the trip.
Oh, nice.
So that was kind of a cool deal. And but anyway, while Washington D.C. not the greatest city in the world anymore, but boy, those monuments pretty spectacular. It's really a must see. Okay, study reveals that personality traits are linked to your preferences of eggs.
Really?
Yep. The favorite way of eating eggs may predict your personality trait. So, how do you like your eggs?
I like mine over hard.
I usually do over medium, but I would be okay with over hard. The study surveyed about 1,000 people. Poached eggs tend to be outgoing and extroverted. How do they poach an egg? It's sort of boilish.
They boil it, but you got to have some vinegar in there so it congeals.
Those who preferred boiled eggs, oh boy, I do like boiled eggs. I don't eat them very often, but they are likely to be disorganized and impulsive. I think I can own both of those.
Yeah, well, I'm owning the disorganized.
You're what?
Disorganized.
You're the disorganized part? Yeah. I certainly could fall into that category. And impulsive? Sometimes, especially with regard to shopping. Let's see. Fried egg lovers are described as creative and curious. I like a fried egg.
Mm-hmm.
Scrambled eggs, don't love them. I'd make them because they're easy and they get done fast. They are typically childless professionals with lower levels of neuroticism. So, I don't know. What do you want to be? Omelet fans, we love a good omelet.
I love an omelet.
They are seen as well-organized and reliable.
Well, there you go.
Okay, let's take that. Okay?
We're omelet lovers.
Okay.
If anybody asks.
We'll go that route.
So if somebody comes up to you today and says, hey, how do you like your eggs?
Exactly.
Well, I'm an omelet.
Exactly. One quick story, and then I've got, I think it's a feel-good. Gen Z workers are now, they're saying, I don't know about college. It's expensive.
Yep.
Do I really need it? Anyway, they are doubting the benefits of a college education. They are saying that now 1 in 4 Gen Z workers believe that higher education was not worth their investment, with nearly 1 in 5 feeling that their degree did not contribute to their career advancement. So they thought, boy, I just spent $100,000 on nada, and probably a lot more at a lot of different schools. I'm just thinking of maybe a state school. I don't even know what a state college experience costs anymore.
It's expensive.
15, 20 grand maybe?
Yeah, a year.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I remember when I don't know how long ago this was, a long time, but some friends were going to NDSU and they were spending like $7,500 a year. And I think that was their tuition and room and board.
Wow.
I mean, it was just nothing. And yeah, it's quite a bit higher. Okay, here's your feel good. An electrical engineer has repurposed old payphones to provide a public service in rural Vermont. Recognizing the lack of cell service in the area, he approached a local general store about installing the refurbished payphones for free public use. The store owners agreed, and he set up the first phone outside their North Turnbridge general store. He buys used payphones ranging from $100 to $500. He repairs them in his basement workshop. The phones operate using an internet connection without requiring coins. He covers the monthly costs for each phone line and call volume. He also acts as the operator, able to field or transfer calls. This is like Andy of Mayberry kind of stuff. 2 other locations, the Latham Library and the information booth in Randolph, have also installed his free public payphones based on community request.
I love this story.
Cool, I know. All right, well, maybe that's the next place we need to visit.
Vermont.
The next tourist trap is the Vermont free payphones. Maybe it'll beat the Four Corners. Who knows? All right, coming up on 10 o'clock, that is going to wrap it up. Our show today and every day is brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Falls Monument Company. Have a great day.